She had barely buckled her seatbelt when the man beside her leaned over and barked, "You're in the wrong seat. Move. My son needs the window." But what happened next, in the full view of first-class passengers and crew, would spark gasps across the cabin and a reply from the flight attendant no one saw coming. Before we dive into this story, hit the comments and tell us your city or country. Let's see how far this story reaches. If you like the video, please subscribe. It was a crisp morning at JFK Airport. Dr. Ayanna Brooks, a respected black neurologist in her mid-30s, had finally earned a rare vacation after months of back-to-back emergency surgeries and lectures across the country. She boarded her first-class seat, 2A, with a well-worn novel in her hand and peace in her heart. As she settled in, she noticed a white man and his 8-year-old son approaching. The man, dressed in expensive business attire, squinted at her clearly. Uncomfortable. "You're in our seat," he said curtly, pointing at Ayanna. She calmly rechecked her ticket. "No, sir. This is 2A. I believe it's mine." "She should switch," the man said to the flight attendant who had just approached. "My son needs the window. He's a child. I'm sure she understands." Ayanna stared at him, stunned. He hadn't asked. He'd ordered. The flight attendant, a young woman named Jordan, looked uncertain. She glanced at the boy and then at Ayanna. The surrounding passengers grew quiet, sensing the tension. Ayanna, still composed, replied, "I understand he's a child, but I paid for this seat. I'm not moving." The man scoffed loudly, addressing the passengers nearby. "It's always about power with people like this. No decency left." Jordan froze, unsure whether to intervene. Another passenger whispered, "Is she being difficult?" Ayanna's cheeks flushed, not with shame, but with a deep-seated frustration she had carried her entire career. She had spent years earning every ounce of respect in male-dominated, white-dominated rooms. And here she was again, reduced to this by a man who didn't know her name or her story. The boy tugged on his father's sleeve. "Dad, I'm okay sitting here," but the man waved him off. "She just wants attention." That was when Jordan, the flight attendant, returned from the cockpit, this time with resolve. "Sir," she said, voice steady, "Dr. Brooks has every right to remain in her assigned seat. And I'd like to remind you that tone and entitlement are not part of our airline's values." The man gawked. "Doctor? You're joking." "A doctor?" "Yes," Ayanna said, standing tall. "Harvard-educated, board-certified neurologist. And no, I'm not moving." The flight attendant turned to Ayanna. "We deeply apologize for this experience, Dr. Brooks. Would you like a glass of champagne while we finish boarding?" The man's face drained of color. He looked around and realized the eyes of every passenger were fixed on him. One woman even shook her head in disgust. The boy slumped into his seat, embarrassed. Jordan turned back to the man. "And sir, if you speak to any other passenger like that again, we'll have you removed from this flight." The plane lifted off, and the air felt different, lighter. Ayanna sipped her champagne with dignity, while the man beside her sat stone-faced in silence. Later during the flight, the boy leaned over to Ayanna and whispered, "I think being a doctor is cool. My mom is one too." Ayanna smiled warmly. "Then you have a great role model already." Behind her smile, though, was a weary heart, tired of having to defend her place, her worth, her humanity. But in that moment, she felt seen. She felt supported. Back. On the ground, another passenger posted the story on social media. It went viral within hours. Thousands praised Jordan, the flight attendant, for standing up to prejudice, and even more celebrated Dr. Ayanna Brooks as a potent reminder that black women shouldn't have to justify their seat on a plane or in life. Some still didn't get it, but many did. Because sometimes one small act of resistance, one calm refusal to shrink, becomes the moment the world starts to change. If you enjoyed this story and thought it provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Take care.